Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Not Just Leadership podcast hosted by the Global Institute for Leadership. My name's Dominic, and really excited for today's episode with Valeria from Colombia. Welcome, Valeria.
Thank you, Dominic. Thank you for this invitation. I really appreciate it.
And to introduce Valeria, today's guest, she is a Colombian-born, community-minded leader now based in Australia. And Valeria is passionate about people, connection, and empowering migrant communities. Her journey is one of resilience, reinvention, and purpose. And she brings a powerful perspective on leadership, shaped by her culture, her experiences, and her heart for service. So, welcome, Valeria. Please give yourself a little bit of an introduction and a little bit about yourself.
Okay, Dominic, you say a lot of things, but yeah, when someone asks me who I am, normally I respond or my answer is like a professional answer. But today I want to share a little bit more about me, about myself. Um, I born in Colombia. I'm from Colombia, and it's really special because Latin America is totally different culture. Uh, if I compare with Australia, so I'm very warm. I'm very resilient. I'm very empathy person, and I can describe myself as a really good attitude person too. So, how you say before, I love people. I love cultures. I love to work with multicultural cultures too. So yeah, this is Valeria.
Wonderful. And growing up, are there any particular childhood memories that are really profound for you?
Yeah, I think my childhood was really happy. Um, in my mind, I remember when I shared with my family, I grew up with a big family. So just one meeting maybe is 30, 40, almost 60 person.
Mm.
Especially now is December in Colombia, the Christmas is very popular and it's very special. So it's a lot of people in just one place. So my childhood's memory is about my family. Um, and I remember every single Saturday just share with my grandparents, my parents, my family entirely. And yeah, I think this is the most clarity memory that I have.
Yeah, wonderful. And growing up with this happy childhood that you mentioned, was there a particular moment where you realized like you had a big future and that you wanted to make a difference? Did that kind of come during your childhood or come later as a professional?
I think it was when I was a child because my parents were as politics in Colombia. So I have a lot of influence in social impact. My father and my mother was with the community and I don't know, bring everything with the community and give connection with the people. So these kind of things at this kind of environment obviously give me a lot of skills in leadership too. But particularly, I think when my first time that I can remember that I used my leadership skills was with my best friend. She unfortunately she had violence at home. So I remember maybe when I was maybe 13 years, I protect her and I invite to encourage to just try to move to the other stage. So I remember that time was for me the grand difference, and I started bring me more understand that the people need help. I think
Mm,
that is a really good memory about
yeah.
it.
And when you were growing up and becoming an adult, at what point did you start to think about moving overseas? Because you've come to Australia. Was that always something you wanted to do, or was that did it come out of a particular experience, or what was that
Not
opportunity?
really. I love to travel, and yeah, I had the opportunity to travel around the world. But and I love to be volunteer. So I remember I be a volunteer in Mexico and in my country in a lot of places or something like that. But I never thought before to move to another country as a migrant. This decision was really quick because someone broke my heart. That is the real
Mm,
reason. And I decided to move to Australia because I have family here. My sister, my brother-in-law is here. And at the time in 2023, I say, okay, I'm lost. And at the moment, all my plans changed with 30 years old. So I decide to move and start again. And I think this is very important too because you can rebuild your life when you need it. And Australia showed me that it's really possible and you create your opportunities. So in that time, I decided to move to Australia. And
Mm,
now, obviously, I have a lot of challenge as a migrant, but all of them rebuild my life.
mm, mm. And so was there a key time when so you said the opportunity came to Australia in 20 to come to Australia was in 2023.
Yeah.
Um, and like coming here, did you have to study again, or what was it like to kind of go into the professional environment in Australia because you would have had your work in Colombia and your
Hmm.
work there? How was that transition?
Yeah, I left everything at home. I left my family, my dog, my work, everything, because when you have like an emotional experience, you need to take a breath. Just take it. When I moved to Australia, I think I moved as a migrant, as a student visa. Now I study IT here in Australia, and obviously with no language, with no money, with no plans, with no expectation, everything for me was new. But I think that is a superpower. I was really lucky for, because with family here were more easy for me, like understand the context and start a new life.
Mm,
But yeah, if you don't have expectation, if you don't have like a pressure for what kind of visa do you have, how long you will be here, something like that, I think it's easy, or for me was easy, um, because I can decide what is the life that I want to be.
mm,
In that moment when oh, I arrived, and maybe, I don't know, maybe months later, I can take my first professional job, obviously in a Latin organization. But I understand if I don't have the language, I can create my opportunities.
mm.
I have a lot of knowledge, I have a lot of experience, and I can bring a lot of things.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm here as a migrant, as a student, but at the same time, I'm working professional here in
Mm,
Australia.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's really good advice that when you come to kind of just to be open and to not necessarily have a fixed, like, of course, you have your background and your experiences, but being open to what opportunities might come up.
Mhm.
And as you say, like managing your expectations to, yeah,
Yeah.
be willing to take on different roles and opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. You already have beliefs, you already have values, you already have identity. Just don't forget that. Don't forget where you grow. But yeah, if you can make a new life, and making decisions for your new life.
Yeah.
Your life.
And so, when you came to Australia and the last few years here, have there been any particular challenges for you that you'd like to share, or that you think that yeah for you have been the most challenging things?
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, challenges, a lot of challenge. I think the first one is the language. Definitely, I'm still learning English, and I'm really pro about, because my first language, obviously, is Spanish. So that one is the main, I think, a cultural shock.
Yeah,
The second one is culture.
yeah,
Definitely, my culture, Latin America culture, is totally different to other cultures, not only Australian culture. That means multicultural. So cultural shocks. Another one, maybe, yes, visas. A struggle when I try to get professional opportunities too. Uh, how I say before, I can go some professional opportunities, but now, for example, I want to be part. and integrate to the Australian ecosystem. And particularly, it's not easy for migrants, and it's real. That history is real. But I understood that it's a process. You need to keep going, and you need to do the steps. But if you have big dreams, if you have all the residents, and you understand the process, it's just wait.
Mm.
You just wait a little bit. And another big challenge that I want to share with you, for example, and I know a lot of the migrants have this situation, is maybe the fear of lose your family or something like that. For example, for me in October, I lost my father. So my father passed away. And this is really, really hard when you are really far away,
Yeah.
when you are really far at home. So, but doesn't matter. You can take the decision, just keep going, take big dreams, and yeah, rebuild your life.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. That's really difficult to go through, isn't it? Even losing someone in your own country, let alone on other sides of the world. So wow, that must be definitely a big challenge. But you're able to use that now to, carry on his legacy and honor him through the work you're doing because you're doing so much work in the community with the Latin American community, with multicultural communities. Can you share a little bit about like the work you're doing at the moment?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
when I introduced you, you mentioned like community, I would say like entrepreneurship, like what's the type of work you're doing at the moment and how does that align with like your values and purpose?
Mhm. Okay. Wow. I love the multicultural context, the multicultural background. So when I arrived to Australia and I saw that there are a lot of different cultures inside, I thought, wow, this is super strange for me, but I
Mm.
want to learn. So my first professional job was entrepreneurship program coordinator for the Latin community, especially for women's. And in this case, as a coordinator, my role is more try to organize how this woman can start a business in Australia. But when I try to create the methodology and something like that, I say, oh my God, but I don't know, I don't have any idea about the Australian ecosystem.
Mm.
And I think this is really important for everyone who lives in whatever country. So, but yeah, now my work is help people to start a business in Australia. And I help them in two directions. One, in this program that I really love, but at the same time, this year I decide to start my own business as a business consultant, especially for the Latin community. But at the same time, my background in Colombia is business consultant for social enterprise. So now I'm business consultant for social enterprise too in Australia. This is my work.
Wow. So you've been able to transfer your experiences over to Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. And by helping these women start their businesses, particularly in the Latin community, what's the main barriers that they face? You obviously mentioned some of the challenges for migrants, so language and culture. Is that similar for them in establishing the business as
Is
well?
similar. It's totally similar. I think all the histories is totally different. Totally different. So many people just live here alone.
Mm.
Yeah, there are so many histories about. But yeah, I think the challenge is almost the same. Is now I know a lot of the companies to help people as a mindset or something like that, or how these people um, can walk for this journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, is I think it's similar. And another thing is I had the opportunity to work with other cultures. For example, I volunteer in another multicultural organization, and and I know refugees, and I know a lot of the people. But yeah, normally this kind of challenge is almost the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you've also been doing some volunteer work as well with the different leadership organizations with between Australia and Latin America. In terms of like leadership, what does that mean to you personally?
Leadership.
Big question.
Okay. Yeah, it's a big question because yeah, it's not just a traduction of the books or something like that. For me, a leader is the person who have the capability to the big picture, understand the context, um, give the directions, but at the same time is like a is for me the leadership is a division about vision and support, because it's not only understand the big picture. You need to understand how, the others, what is the skills for the others skills, and try to put this kind of things or this kind of skills in the propose. No, for me leadership is that is give the direction, do the support to others, and grow together.
Yeah. And how does your culture and your upbringing influence you, like in terms of leadership?
Definitely a lot of things, but my family is one of the most. My family give me community and connections. um my community give me understand, give me history. I think my experience and my knowledge is not only for all the studies that I have, is more because all the stories that I listen.
Mm.
So these kind of people give me a lot of a lot of skills for.
Yeah. Yeah. And throughout your like professional journey so far, has there been a particular moment where you kind of felt like I know my calling and my purpose? Like, is there a moment where you really felt like you found where to go professionally, or you just still figuring it out?
No, not really. I think I have really clarity that I really want to do.
Mm,
This is really special.
yeah.
I know who I am. I know what is my beliefs, my values, and my identity. And yeah, it's just obviously you need to understand the life change all the time. The thing is how you understand this challenge, this change, and yeah, just keep going. But
Yeah.
no, normally I have clarity in my mind what I want to do.
How did you get to that point? Like, did you do like writing things down, goals,
Journaling,
reflection?
yeah, definitely. I think my family is really important in this context, especially my dad,
Yeah.
because he all the time give me clarity and guidance. So um, in my family, the conversation and the environment all the time was, uh, you can do everything that you want. This is the conversation. So when you have this mindset, I think is I don't know, is more easy, but
Mm,
yeah, you
yeah.
understand. Okay, I can see the glass of water full, not empty. So my family really was the persons or yeah, or the things that really give me this direction.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
and obviously I try to do a lot of things too. So I know what I want, but I move I move for every work of with a lot of things. And yeah, I start to try different things all the time.
Mm,
The
yeah.
life is not linear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you want to help people start businesses. Is that like how would you define yourself professionally?
Yeah.
And that's like your what you're good at, and but you're still open to like how do you kind of how do you stay focused on what you're good at? Because there's distractions, if you know what I'm saying. Like there's other opportunities that come up.
Hmm.
So how do you stay? Because this is something I'm trying to like figure out too, so,
Okay. Okay.
and learn that you seem to really know where you're going. But how do you still stay open to other opportunities without losing focus?
Okay. It's a big question. So
Yeah.
mm, I understand my skills.
Yeah.
I have my background. I totally know what is my knowledge, what is my experience. That is my yeah, my pillar. It's okay. But my mission of life is to help others. How can how can you find what is the purpose in your life? If you understand what is your pillars, what is your knowledge, what is your experience, but at the same time to this, you understand what the others need to you, you can bring something. In my case, my background is in business management. I worked a lot in Colombia as a business consultant, and I know this is really strong of me.
Mm.
When I saw people here as a migrant with different challenge, with difficulties to get professional jobs, I say, okay, but it's not only jobs. The people can have big dreams and just start a business, your own business, and get money for. If I know how to do it,
Mm.
I can teach them how they can do it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think this kind of things, so try to create or understand your purpose and how you help
Yeah.
is not changed to
Yeah, it stays the
feel a
same.
struggle for.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I like it. Would there be any advice you would give to people, like particularly from the Latin community who are coming to Australia and establishing themselves? Or what advice would you give them? Anything like in terms of leadership, business, culture, life? What would you
Yeah.
say?
I think for me the most important thing is environment. I know a lot about Latin America, but I know a lot of people who believe that in Australia it's not possible get professional jobs or integrate of the culture or something like that. But it's because so many times the environment is not good for them. In my case, I had a beautiful experience because my sister and my brother-in-law is here, and they have been living here for more than 8 years. And they showed me that it's possible get professional jobs, get me pathways for migration and something like that, and you can get this dream. So I think my suggestion for not only for the Latin American people, for everyone, is try to understand the context. So believe in yourself, trust in yourself, and create your own opportunities. Obviously, the opportunities is, hey, Val, I'm here. No, you need to create.
Yeah.
Just trust in you.
Yeah.
I think it's the best
Yeah.
suggestion.
Yeah. And it's even good advice, even for people who've been here for a long time or Australians as well. Like we also have to take this mindset, like we can't with anything in life, you can't sit back and wait
Mm-hmm.
for sometimes, people approach you, which is great, but normally it's you who's asking for the opportunity, or it's you who's asking for the coffee to catch up, or asking to meet up and learn from that person. So that I think the more we do that, the more doors will open. But that takes risk
Mm-hmm.
and vulnerability as well, because you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, you need to expose yourself.
Yeah.
This is the reason I'm here with you, Dominic. For me, it's not easy to do this podcast
Yeah.
because English is not my mother language. One of them, I'm still learning. But this is the form to expose myself.
Yeah.
This is the kind of things that everyone need to do for try to change your life.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Absolutely, it's not easy. The impostor syndrome is all the time. Hey, don't do it. Don't do it. But if you love me, I can share a little bit. But when you sent me the message about this invitation, literally, literally, I arrived to Sydney. That day was when I arrived to Sydney after my dad passed away. I say goodbye, the last goodbye in Colombia. So I arrived.
Yeah.
It was in November, I think.
Mm.
And when I answer you, almost immediately I say yes. Yeah, of course, absolutely, yeah, I will. Then I say why? Why I say yes? It's a podcast. It's my first podcast, and it's in English.
Mm.
the most easy way is do a first podcast in Spanish.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I decided to do that because it's a challenge for me, and yeah, it's try.
Yep.
Just try to.
Yeah. How's it been? Has it been hard or you've
Yeah, it's
enjoyed
hard,
it?
right?
Yeah. When I did
It's not
my
easy, but yeah.
when I started filming, I was so like nervous. My first podcast, I was like, because my first episode I did just myself,
Okay.
just talking about a topic, and I was like, oh, how am I going to talk for like 20 minutes on this topic? And I had some notes prepared, but I tried not to read. I don't like to read during a
Mhm.
podcast. That's awkward, but I do like to have some notes usually. And I ended up being able to, I think I did like maybe 25 or 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was really surprised. Like once you start to break down these specific topics and you really start to unpack things, you surprise yourself like how much you have to share. And
Mhm.
yeah, even just interviewing people, like most people who come on my podcast, their first time because I try to approach people in my network who I would like to interview, and often for them, they most people in life haven't done a podcast.
Exactly.
It's
No, it's not
yeah,
easy. It's not easy, but
yeah,
you need to try to.
yeah,
You need to try to do something different if you want to change something.
yeah, yeah,
You want to
exactly.
bring something.
And I started this podcast because not because I thought, oh, I'm got 20 years of experience as a leader and I can do a podcast. I started because I'm like, no, I believe in myself. I've got something to share, something valuable. I'm going to do it.
And
So what?
absolutely, it
Yeah, I
is.
didn't ask for permission from anyone. Didn't
Mhm.
have to, ask someone to let me do the podcast. I just set up myself here in my apartment and go for it. So hopefully that inspires some people watching, because start a podcast or whatever it is, start a project. I've got a lot of examples as well where it's just about if the opportunity doesn't exist, then you just create the opportunity yourself and just start it yourself. And, we've volunteered together. We've seen how that can create new connections, create new professional opportunities. And that's what it's like. That's
And
what it's
Dominic
about.
is very inspirational for others. Absolutely, this is the kind of things that I think everyone needs to do. Everyone can share something. Everyone have something special, but not a lot of people want to share
Mm,
or want to show. Yeah, it's hard.
yeah. Well, thanks so much for joining
No,
us
thank you.
today on this episode. It's been, yeah, really special and for you opening up about your experiences and everything you've been through. So I'm sure it will inspire a lot of people out there in the Latin American community and elsewhere as well. So thanks, Valeria, for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dominic. No, thank you. Thank you so much for this kind of spaces. For me, leadership is something really special that you can improve or you can develop. So yeah, the invitation for your audience is try to get this kind of skills, and yeah, please bring yourself, bring your knowledge, bring your experience, bring your ideas. It's really important for everyone.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Gracias.